Hello, I'm Dr. James Chen, and after 9 decades of medical practice, I've witnessed countless breakthroughs in medicine. But today, I want to share something extraordinary that's been hiding in plain sight. A remarkable connection between your feet and brain health that could transform your cognitive function almost instantly. Are you finding it harder to remember names? Struggling to focus during important conversations? Or maybe you've noticed your mental sharpness isn't what it used to be. You're not alone. Millions face these challenges daily, often turning to expensive supplements or medications for help. But what if I told you the solution could be as simple as massaging a specific point on your foot? Let me share something remarkable. Last year, I met Sarah, a 68-year-old retired teacher who came to my clinic in tears. She was forgetting her grandchildren's names, losing her keys several times a day, and couldn't follow recipes she'd known by heart for decades. Her family was worried she might need assisted living. Traditional treatments weren't helping, and she felt hopeless. What happened next amazed even me, despite my decades of experience. After I taught Sarah a specific foot massage technique, targeting what's known as the Yongquan point, she returned 3 weeks later, like a different person. She was completing crossword puzzles again, remembering her daily schedule without notes, and even teaching her bridge club new card strategies. Now I know what you're thinking. It sounds too simple to be true. I felt the same way back in 1965 when my mentor, Dr. Wong, first introduced me to this ancient wisdom. But after witnessing thousands of similar transformations throughout my career, I can't stay silent about this powerful yet overlooked technique. Before we dive into the science and specific steps that could revolutionize your brain health, I'd love to know where in the world you're watching from. Comment below and let me know if you've ever tried any form of foot therapy before. The connection I'm about to share with you isn't just ancient wisdom. It's backed by modern neuroscience and thousands of clinical observations. This simple technique has helped countless patients regain their mental clarity, enhance their memory, and rediscover their cognitive confidence. Let me explain exactly why this works. Inside your feet, particularly at the Yongquan point, located in the center of the ball of your foot, lies a gateway to enhanced brain function. This isn't mystical thinking, it's pure physiology. When we apply specific pressure to this point, we trigger a fascinating cascade of responses throughout your nervous system. Think of your feet as natural amplifiers for your brain. Just as a radio antenna captures invisible signals, these points on your feet capture and channel energy throughout your body. The Yongquan point in particular acts like a master switch that can activate dormant neural pathways. Let me share another remarkable case. Michael, 75-year-old novelist, came to me with severe writer's block and concentration issues. He'd been staring at a blank screen for months, unable to focus long enough to write more than a few sentences. His publisher was threatening to cancel his contract, and his confidence was shattered. After I showed him this technique, he started practicing it twice daily. Within just 2 weeks, he reported experiencing what he called moments of crystal clarity. By the 1-month mark, he had written 3 chapters of his new book. "It's as if someone cleared the fog from my mind," he told me during his follow-up visit. The science behind this is fascinating. When you stimulate the Yongquan point, it triggers your vagus nerve. Think of it as your body's information superhighway. This stimulation increases blood flow to your brain by up to 15%, according to recent studies. More blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching your brain cells, which in turn enhances their function. But there's more. This technique also helps activate your brain's natural cleaning system, known as the glymphatic system. This system works like a cellular washing machine, clearing out toxins and waste products that can impair cognitive function. Many of my patients report feeling mentally lighter and clearer within minutes of their first session. Just last week, Linda, a 55-year-old executive, told me something that perfectly illustrates this effect. After incorporating this technique into her morning routine, she noticed she could recall complex financial data during board meetings without referring to her notes. "It's like my brain suddenly has extra RAM," she said, laughing. Let me explain exactly how to perform this transformative technique. The key is precision and consistency. Place your thumb directly on the Yongquan point. You'll find it in the depression that forms when you curl your toes. Start with gentle pressure, about as firm as you'd press a ripe avocado. Gradually increase the pressure while making small circular motions. Here's where most people make a crucial mistake. They rush the process. You need to maintain this pressure for at least 3 minutes on each foot. I always tell my patients to time it by humming their favorite song 3 times through. The sensation should be intense, but never painful. You might feel a slight tingling or warmth spreading up your legs. That's completely normal. It's a sign the neural pathways are activating. Some of my patients even report a gentle buzzing sensation in their head, which typically indicates increased blood flow to the brain. I remember working with James, an 83-year-old retired professor who was struggling to read his beloved philosophy books. His hands would shake slightly while performing the technique at first. But he discovered a brilliant solution, using a golf ball instead of his thumb. Within a month, he was leading discussion groups at his local library again. The timing of this practice is crucial. While it can be done anytime, I've found the most dramatic results occur when performed first thing in the morning and just before bed. This creates what I call a cognitive sandwich. Your brain gets an energy boost to start the day and a cleaning cycle while you sleep. But I must emphasize, if you have diabetes, severe peripheral neuropathy, or foot injuries, please consult your healthcare provider before starting. While this technique is generally safe, certain conditions require modified approaches. The beauty of this method lies in its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need expensive equipment or medications, just your hands, or a golf ball, a few minutes of dedicated time, and consistency. Remember, your brain is like a garden. It needs regular tending to flourish. One of my patients, Margaret, a 71-year-old artist, found that combining this technique with gentle ankle rotations enhanced the benefits even further. She regained the fine motor control needed for her detailed watercolor work, something she thought she'd lost forever. The impact of this technique goes beyond just mental clarity. Many of my patients report improved sleep quality, reduced anxiety, and even better balance. Take Robert, for instance. At 82, he was considering retiring from his position as a university professor due to cognitive decline. His lectures were becoming increasingly difficult to deliver, and he often lost his train of thought mid-sentence. After learning this technique, Robert noticed something extraordinary within just 10 days. Not only could he lecture without notes again, but his students commented on his renewed energy and clarity. "It's like someone turned the lights back on in my mind," he told me, his eyes welling with tears of joy. Let me share a crucial detail that many practitioners overlook. The pressure you apply should follow a specific rhythm. Think of it as a gentle heartbeat pattern. Press for 2 seconds, release for 1 second, and repeat. This rhythm helps synchronize with your body's natural blood flow patterns, maximizing the benefit to your brain. I've found that combining this technique with deep breathing enhances its effectiveness dramatically. As you press the Yongquan point, take slow, deep breaths. Inhale for 4 counts as you apply pressure. Hold for 2 counts, then exhale for 4 counts as you release. This breathing pattern helps activate your parasympathetic nervous system, creating an ideal state for neural regeneration. Here's something fascinating I've observed over decades of practice. Patients who perform this technique regularly often report improvements in areas they weren't even targeting. Carol, a 65-year-old accountant who came to me for memory issues, was surprised to find her chronic insomnia had disappeared after 3 weeks of consistent practice. The key to maximizing benefits lies in understanding that our bodies operate as interconnected systems. When you stimulate the Yongquan point, you're not just sending signals to your brain. You're activating a complex network of neural pathways that influence everything from hormone production to inflammation levels. Think of it like turning on a switch that illuminates not just one room, but an entire house. The initial focus might be cognitive function, but the benefits ripple throughout your entire system. This holistic effect explains why so many of my patients experience unexpected improvements in their overall well-being. What's particularly exciting is how this technique can be adapted for different needs. For those with limited mobility in their hands, I recommend using a soft massage ball. For others who spend long hours at a desk, I suggest performing a modified version with a foot roller under their desk. The key is finding a way to make it work within your daily routine. Let me emphasize something crucial about this technique. Consistency matters more than intensity. I've seen patients achieve remarkable results with gentle, regular practice rather than sporadic, intense sessions. It's like watering a plant. Daily, light watering yields better results than occasional flooding. Remember these key points for success. First, practice this technique for at least 3 minutes on each foot, twice daily. Second, maintain gentle but firm pressure. You should feel sensation but never pain. Third, combine it with deep, rhythmic breathing for optimal results. And finally, be patient. While some people experience immediate benefits, the most profound changes often emerge after 2 to 3 weeks of consistent practice. I've witnessed countless transformations over my 9 decades of practice, but nothing quite matches the joy of seeing someone regain their cognitive clarity through such a simple method. Just yesterday, Sarah, the retired teacher I mentioned earlier, brought her grandson to my clinic. She proudly demonstrated how she could recall not just his name, but all the details of his recent school play. For those starting this journey, I recommend keeping a simple diary of your progress. Note any changes in memory, focus, or overall mental clarity. Many of my patients are amazed when they look back after a month and see how far they've come. Linda, the executive I mentioned, now teaches this technique to her entire team before important meetings. The beauty of this approach lies in its simplicity and accessibility. You don't need expensive equipment or medications, just your hands and a few minutes each day. Think of it as making a small deposit in your cognitive health savings account. Every session builds toward a more resilient, sharper mind. Before we conclude, let me share one final insight. This technique isn't just about maintaining cognitive function. It's about enhancing your quality of life. When your mind is clear and sharp, every aspect of your life improves. Your relationships deepen, your work becomes more fulfilling, and your enjoyment of life's simple pleasures intensifies. I encourage you to start this practice today. Your future self will thank you for taking this simple yet powerful step toward better brain health. Remember, it's never too early or too late to invest in your cognitive well-being. In my next video, I'll share another ancient wisdom that modern science is just beginning to validate. A surprising connection between your ear points and digestive health. Until then, keep nurturing your mind, one gentle touch at a time.